I look so bad because...
Well, hello, it's Nancy today. I'm visiting my friend, Miss Soap Peddler. You know her, with the goat's milk soap. Well, there she is over there, and I'm not supposed to get her mother. She's hiding. So, Mom, you're not in it. There you go.
She's hiding right here. I'm gonna pull her in it.
Look at what she just gave me. Here, hold that up. She had somebody make this. Nancy today. You saw it here last. Results may vary. Isn't that great? I love it. You guys, you're so sweet. Okay, well, you saw it here last. Results may differ or vary. See, this result differed. Results may differ. Bye.
They used a piece of it.
Okay, she's going to tell me the story of Tom Dooley. She knows about the story of Tom Dooley. She's been to the place, actually. So, okay now.
Okay, Tom Dooley, when he came back from the war, he was a ladies' man, and he had known Ann Milton, one of the young ladies of the town, before he left, and he knew Laura. And Ann was sort of a wild child, and her mother had talked her into marrying a local man who was a shoemaker. And I believe he made shoes. Anyway, he had a little bit of money, so Ann was fixed. She married him. And when Tom came back, of course, he didn't have anything to do with Ann. He was hooked up with Laura. Well, Ann Milton was mad about this.
But wait a minute. Who got married?
Laura, the girl that was killed.
Okay, so wait a minute. So Laura and Tom were a couple.
They were a couple.
And Tom goes away.
No, they were a couple when Tom comes back.
Okay.
Because when Tom came back, his girlfriend before he went away was Ann Milton.
Okay.
And she had married.
So Ann got married.
Ann got married.
Okay.
Yeah, Ann got married.
And so Tom is now with Laura.
Yeah, with Laura.
So this married girl, Ann, is still interested in the situation.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
But she didn't like being married to the guy that her parents wanted her to marry?
He was an older man, and she still had a thing for Tom, because he was supposed to, he was supposed to be a really nice-looking young man, and, you know, so anyway, as the story goes, and I might get some of this wrong, and I'm sure someone will correct me when I do, but we have local descendants of all of these people that live in the county that have kind of kept the story going. They even do a play each year of this, so which I've seen, and it's wonderful. So anyway, this little triangle is going on, but Laura is supposed, she's an innocent thing, and she doesn't know how mean that Ann is, but everybody knows Ann is mean. And Ann has a cousin. Forgotten the cousin's name, but the cousin's kind of wants to be with Ann all the time, so she'll do anything Ann says. So as the story goes, Tom and Laura are going to run off and get married. So Tom tells Laura to meet him at a certain spot.
Now, is this like a secret?
Sort of.
And they don't want Ann to know?
Right. They didn't want anybody to know. They're going to run off
They're
and
going to just elope.
Yeah. And Laura had a horse that she rode all the time. That was, you know, her horse. Everybody knew that was her horse. So,
now, this is back in the days when that's all people used, was horses.
Horses and wagons.
Okay.
Well, I don't remember quite how, but anyway, Ann and Tom are talking, and he tells, either she overhears it, anyhow she finds out, and she tells Tom somewhere in there that, because see, Tom's been messing with her again too, and she tells Tom she has syphilis, and
really?
And says that he must have got it from Laura, which meant that Laura had been cheating on him.
Oh.
Which all of this isn't true. The syphilis part was true, but it wasn't Laura. It was Ann that had syphilis.
Oh.
Because she gave it to her husband and everybody else. Anyway, so Laura packs her bags. She's on her trusty steed, and she's waiting for Tom. the next day, Laura's horse comes back into town. And so they go out looking for her. And they found her in a shallow grave. And she had been stabbed. And the story goes that Tom did it because he was upset that she had been cheating on him and gave him the disease. When most of us around here believe that Anne and her cousin killed Laura because Anne wanted Tom. But by telling what she told, she sort of set him up in a way. But when Anne Milton died, and she died right up here in Ferguson, not too far from where we are.
Just on the other side of the dam.
Yeah, the story has it that when the day that she passed, when she was on her deathbed, that the old folks say that the fire rose up from the pits of hell and consumed her. But they hung Tom. They killed him.
They did, eh?
They hung him. And he didn't do it. I don't believe it. I've read the stories, and I did a paper on it in college, and it was amazing. They tracked him in the snow, and
So there was snow at the time that this all happened?
yeah.
So they could easily see who was there.
Tom was supposed to be there, but there were others there, and the way that they found her little shallow grave was the horses started spooking and backing up from the odor, because they picked up on the odor way before the people did, and they found her. But she is buried, believe it or not. There's a little fence around her gravesite, and it's in a cow pasture. Laura.
It was what?
In a cow pasture. Laura's grave is in a cow pasture. And Tom's, you have to go on this little dirt road, and if you don't know it's there, you'll go right by it. But there's a little bank, and on top of that, if you were to go through the bank, you'd kind of hit his coffin. Kind of spooky. But so many people had gone up there and chipped away at his headstone and all that there's just pieces left of it. So they don't really tell people where he's buried anymore. But it's a sad, sad story, really, in that Laura was innocent. She, just loved this ladies' man, and Tom was innocent in that he was pretty much set up, because I really believe that Anne's intentions from the get-go were to kill Laura, but I don't think she was gonna.
And where does Anne's husband figure in all this?
Never heard too much more about him. I don't know.
So it was kind of an arranged marriage?
Yeah. But Anne was a bad girl from the start. She wasn't a good girl, according to the folks around here. And they say she dabbled in black magic and all that kind of stuff. So she wasn't so good. She's on
Told you to
Capitol.
stay away from here. You don't belong here.
She's on cat patrol. Mama, your cat's out. You're going to lock your cat out if you do that.
I can't even shut the door.
So that's the story about Tom Dooley. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head, Tom Dooley. Poor boy, you're bound to die. I met her on the mountain. There he took her life. Met her on the mountain. Stabbed her with a knife. Oh Lordy, hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head and cry. Hang down your head and cry. Poor boy, you're bound to die.
And there was a man up in the mountains that actually wrote that tune. and he didn't get credit for it for years. And they had him on PBS station where he was talking about that. He finally did get credit for the writing of the song, and I think he got $5,000, which was a lot of money to those mountain folk. So, watch my dirty feet, Mama. They're dirty. I've been in the barn with flip-flops on.
You were?
Yeah. Hugging my buck. He didn't get me noticeably dirty, but if you get close enough, you can smell him. He gives me kisses.
Well, there you have it. That's the story of Tom Dooley. Bye-bye. You saw it here last. You can't do this at home. Don't do that at home. Bye.
That is